Drake and Josh was awesome. I feel like most shows nowadays, especially made by Dan Schneider, feel this need to be like wacky and crazy and relatable to kids. This was just about two random guys living in like a normal house. Like the craziest thing about the entire show was the fact that they had like a borderline psychopathic sister. Obviously the plots get weirder later on, but like they don't need to go to like a performing arts high school for these settings to be interesting. I think the show shows you that you can entertain kids without having a bunch of wacky colors everywhere. Like they can literally just be at home or at a movie theater, and as long as you have good jokes, it doesn't matter. Also, Drake Bell and Josh Peck were like weirdly really good actors. Normally Nick doesn't do too bad of a job with their casting, at least in past memory. But like the comedic timing, the exact like inflections of their voices, and especially their like body acting was like weirdly really good. I've never even seen someone point that out, but like when Josh Peck like flails his arms around and screams and stuff, like his heart's in that. Like he is petrified. He is going through real life stuff in that moment. I can tell. Also, I don't care what you say. Josh's girlfriend Mindy, she was not hot. I don't know what you guys see in it. That's just weird. I also find it really funny that like Josh was supposed to be like the ugly brother, and then like he ended up looking even better than Drake Bell, and so like he just had both the brains and the looks. Drake by the end of the series just kind of was just like there. Sure, Drake was more of a ladies man, but like Josh could at least pull, you know, a steady girlfriend. I definitely see why the dynamic faded off. The show had the genius dynamic of like having them both learn an actual valuable thing from the other. Like it wasn't just like, I'm gonna teach you how to be cool. Like Josh actually started to learn how to like not be so uptight all the time, and then Drake actually learned how to be responsible. And like throughout the seasons, they weirdly get more character growth. This was like way too well thought out to be a kid show. One of the final episodes is genuinely one of the best sitcom episodes I've ever seen in my life. Josh like finally completes his character arc and just like becomes like the perfect human being at that point, because he's just like responsible and stands up for himself and is handsome and gets girls. So like he's just like the ultimate character. Drake actually having to deal with the fact that Josh doesn't need him anymore is like amazingly well done. The scenes like genuinely break my heart when Drake slowly comes to the realization that like his best friend doesn't need him anymore and he's been taking him for granted. The whole I've been taking my friend for granted plot has been done so many times, but it's never done right. And that final scene when Josh comes back to him, not because he needs him to like help him anymore, but he needs him in the same way that Drake needs him, where like, you know, they're just brothers. That's awesome. I know I'm ranting about this one specific episode, but that like honestly was the height of Drake and Josh. And while a lot of people just argue about iCarly versus Victorious, I genuinely think there is an argument for Drake and Josh being better than both of them. Not necessarily saying I have that opinion. I just think that there's room for that argument. I wouldn't think someone's crazy for thinking that. Also, Helen is the GOAT.